A lady out at my work just had a hysterectomy. She's going out.
Hey, how you doing? This is first time out with this thing, so I'm just experimenting with it. It's pretty technical, but it's interesting. You can kind of move it up and down, and it compensates for all the movements you make. You know, so if you're walking, it gets rid of the bounce and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know what this video is going to look like, but it's going to be pretty interesting.
Might be better than anything.
Yeah, you never know. In case you're interested, my channel is Mike Ward Traveller. So this will be up on there at some time in the next week or two. Okay, have a good day.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That's the hard thing. Yes, ma'am.
Hi. It's actually for a vlogging thing, for a YouTube channel. This is the first time I've used this. I just got this, and it keeps everything steady. So when you're walking, it removes the bounce. It's actually pretty technical. It's a kind of Chinese device. My wife's a big fan of art, so I thought I'd just stop in here and get it all. And if you turn, it will keep the same horizontal. I'm still learning, so.
Yeah, that's great.
Went through the tutorial stuff. This is only the first time I've actually used it. I've had a bit of a practice today, but it's a real interesting little machine. It'll kind of, you can set it to pan and tilt or pan, you know, like I've got a little joystick here and I can move it around like that. Pardon?
That's really neat.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. It wasn't that expensive either. And it just so happened this one is the only one that will fit my phone. This Samsung phone is one of the cheaper ones, but this actually is really technical. It's pretty good. It's got a bit of a steep learning curve, so it's going to take some time to get to that place.
Well, that'll be fun though.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had a YouTube channel for a bit doing travel stuff, but I've been doing mostly electronic and AI stuff, but I wanted to try this myself
Oh,
and
absolutely.
see how it works. But it's keeping pretty steady actually.
It's got
You know,
a
like-
gyroscope kind of technology.
Yeah, there's something inside. It's what's called a 3-axis gimbal stabilizer, so it does it in 3 axes.
Gotcha.
So you know, you can do all kinds of stuff with it. You can even set it to roll, where it rolls around. So
Oh, that's neat.
there was I'm not at that stage yet. There was one thing
If
where,
I rolled, it would be by accident.
yeah, there was a Chinese guy followed this model up the stairs, and as she was going up the stairs, he pointed at her and then just set it to roll. And then they showed the video, and it was pretty interesting. But it's a real interesting machine. Yeah, she'd probably be quite interested in some of these. She's around somewhere. I think she's staying cool.
That's a good idea.
So when I join up with her later, I'll see if I can bring her over here, because she loves this kind of stuff. I mean, I'm a big art fan as well, but she loves this.
My husband is off checking out another photographer.
Oh, right.
He'd be interested to
Oh,
see
yeah.
your
I was just telling your wife, I just got this. It's what's called a 3-axis gimbal stabilizer, so it keeps everything level.
Right.
Sounds like you know more about it than me.
I've got one for my DSLR.
Oh,
that
right.
You can kind of do a walk around.
Oh, that's
with.
neat.
And they're just different because of the motor mechanism, whether you're doing an iPhone or something that's got a
Yeah,
little bit
this is a
heavier weight.
Samsung. This one's specifically for phones.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, you can get a different version by this company that will take, you know, you can take anything on it. It's called Feiyu, which is Feiyu.
Okay.
And there's a couple of standard ones. I don't remember the name. Like I think one's called DSi or something.
Okay.
This was the only one that would take my phone, because this is a cheaper phone.
Okay.
And I would have had to spend like $400 just for a new phone with the two main manufacturers. But this is actually pretty technical, so it'll be quite useful, you know, once I've learned all the different things to do with it. But
Being
you could,
able to pan it around.
yeah,
like that.
you could do that a little bit like that. And if I download the app, it can fix on somebody's face. So if you were running across there, it would hold you as you ran across. But
awesome.
you need the app for that. You know, I just have to download it to the phone. I'm just
Okay.
trying it in the basic
Okay.
thing first. But this is literally my first time out with it.
Oh, cool.
It's pretty impressive actually. It's better than I expected, but it keeps completely steady. At the moment it's set for one axis, you know, like just to keep the horizontal. But you can just flick this control and set it to different axes.
The one I had, you can pan left and right, and then tilt up
Yeah.
and down. And,
Yeah, if I hit one button it'll switch that on. At the moment it's just on pan. I figured that was the best way to start.
I would like to write the company name down because that's something Steven would love for his birthday.
Yeah, this was $167. It wasn't very expensive.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called Feiyu, and I have to spell that for you. It's F for Freddy, E for Ecuador, I for Italy, Y for Uganda, not Uganda, Y for Yugoslavia. And I used to know all these from Y for Yugoslavia. What's the last? And then it's a U again. U for Uruguay.
Okay, great.
Yeah, they've got a really good website with good technical stuff on it. Because I bought a cheaper one, but all the complaints on the Amazon were saying you can't understand their instructions, and I got it working, but it was losing communication between the.
Sometimes getting it balanced, depending on the phone and where you've got it set.
Yeah,
looks
this
like-
is a really good balancing thing because I can't get it halfway because it's too big, but you just slide this thing until it's flat, which is really
That's neat. Our son is a surveyor, and he
yeah.
surveys oil in the oil fields
Oh right.
for an independent contractor. And so he goes way out in the desert in the middle of
That's
nowhere,
neat.
and he loves taking pictures of the wildlife and of the scenery. It's so different from here.
Yeah.
And he always sends us pictures.
Oh, right.
He would love one.
Yeah, this would be ideal for something like. I used to work in the oil fields in Alaska for a while.
Oh,
My wife was living in Alaska when I met her, so.
We met in
I worked-
Alaska too.
Oh, right. That's neat. I knew quite a few surveyors that did that. You know, they would. It was tough there though for the surveyors. They would be walking in about minus 45 with wind chill, and just surveying. You know, everybody knows what an ice road is now, but in those days we were the only people that were building ice roads virtually, and they'd build that and then just build the pipeline next to the ice road basically, and then it all melted in May, so that was that. But it was neat.
He has the opposite problem. It gets well up over 100.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
working out there, and
I had a
heat, the
friend.
wind and all that stuff.
I'd take the cold any day.
Yeah.
I had a friend who was in Thailand at the time working for Shell, and we worked out we were 200 degrees Fahrenheit difference between what he was and what I was. Because there was
Wow.
one place about a week before I got his letter that had been at minus 109,
Wow.
you know, and that
That's
was
too cold.
with wind chill. But yeah, it was.
Yikes.
It was. You could dress, you know, in just business casual though, and for a minute or two you were fine.
Yeah.
Even at minus 45 with, or minus 85 with wind chill, it was, and you could walk in that. But any longer than that, you've got pain nerves all over your arms, and they would start to scream at you, and you don't even know those things are there till that happens.
Wow.
It's real interesting. I worked with a guy who was half white and half Eskimo, and his blood circulation was much better. They have lots of capillaries near the surface of their skin, so he was able to stay out a lot longer than I could.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there was that much of a
Yeah,
difference.
I knew there was, but it was real interesting to see because somebody moved our truck one day and there were like 60 white trucks, all exactly the same apart from the registration plate. So we searched all one side of the restaurant, couldn't find it. And then we were going to the other side, and basically what happened, I had to go in because it was, you know, all the pain nerves fired off.
Yeah.
And he just went around, got the truck, pulled it round, didn't have any problems.
Holy, that's amazing.
Yeah, they could probably be. Oh, this is my wife. I was just taking all the pictures here. I just said to this lady, I'll have to get pictures of this for my wife, and I said I would send you round here if I found you.
How are you?
She used to be an art teacher
Yeah,
before she retired.
in Duval County.
Any kind of art, or what kind of art? Painting or
I've
watercolor?
done a